Gosh.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Brother Barry from Aldersgate Church with one of our children's moments. And I think everybody will recognize this, just a little common salt shaker. But the Bible has a lot to say about salt. Salt in the time of the Bible and even in the New Testament was very valuable. In fact, it was so valuable that sometimes Roman soldiers were paid in salt, and from that we get the word salary. But that's kind of beside the point. Jesus said of his followers, Christians, you are the salt of the earth. And so I think we know, just in our salt shakers on the table, they're not there just for looks. The whole purpose of a salt shaker is to be able to dispense the salt. So I kind of like to think of the churches, as being the salt shakers and the Christians inside representing the salt. And we'll just see here. I got a little salt there, because that's really what a salt shaker is supposed to do. We actually got only a little of the salt out. And now, the trouble is, sometimes Christians, and Jesus actually warned about this. He says, what good is salt if it's not going to be applied? A lot of Christians just want to come and sit in the church, enjoy a nice worship service. They forget what Jesus said about going out in the world and being the salt of the earth. And no matter how hard you try to get them out, well, maybe a few, but most of them are just wanting to stay there in the church. Now the thing about it, we really need to realize that we are supposed to come out of the church. We're not supposed to be in there all the time. And so what's really supposed to happen, you get the salt out of the salt shaker, and you get Christians out of the church so they can be the salt of the earth, so they can be God's witnesses wherever they are. Now, of course, Christians also need to come back into the church. As you can see, the salt now is back in the shaker, and that is important sometimes that we come into the church. It's also important that we leave the church to be the salt of the earth. So I hope you'll remember our little salt shaker lesson.
All right.
See what George